Good evening, everyone. Welcome to BNI. It's me, Gene. Gene's your host for today. I'm joined by Ben as we run through the latest sort of developments in the world of Liverpool and the transfer market. A massive 48 hours to go. Well, some will say less than 48 hours. But yeah, huge hours ahead of us, Ben. Um, Look, if I'm honest, let's take a step back. We got today, if we want to start, Ben, let's start with the news that Liverpool made a bid for Marc Guehi today for £35 million. Palace have come back and said from the reports that I've seen is 35. They want 35 plus 5 in add-ons and a 10% sell-on clause. Number one, what are your thoughts on that? And how do you see that playing out over the next 24 hours?
Yeah, evening Gene, evening the BNR fam. Happy Saturday night. 48 hours to go. It's gonna be a bumpy ride, I think, but I'm pretty sure we'll get where we need to be. But yeah, Guehi, he's the first one to sort of like go public in terms of these two big deals that we want to do. So I think 35 is probably where we're at, and obviously they just want to push for that little bit more. Probably because it allows them to give them an extra maybe few hours to get this replacement in, which I think it was Julian Lawrence who broke it, that they're in the middle of securing a deal for a replacement centre-back, young French lad who's supposed to be very talented. So I'm sure that one will be the catalyst to tip this over the edge and get this one done. So yeah, I feel very confident about it now, and I think the tiny little discrepancy around the fee and the add-on package, I think there's a 10% sell-on clause as well. So yeah, I think this one is one that should just run as smoothly as possible and get over the line. Mute, mate.
Sorry. Yeah, I think in regards to Marc Guehi, Ben, I think most of us on deep down probably know that this deal will get done, especially over the next 24 to 48 hours. You know, it's a difference of add-ons. There's a difference of add-ons, and it's the 10% sell-on clause. I don't think Liverpool really want to give them any sell-on clause, if I'm honest. And I think Liverpool would probably say to them no for the sell-on clause, but the add-ons they will probably accept. And hopefully we will be able to move on, and that's hopefully Marc Guehi through the door. I can understand there's people in the chat, Ben, that will be feeling anxious, feeling maybe not as confident as they were 48 hours ago. When we heard the news about Walter Made leaving for Newcastle, but these deals take time. Liverpool know what they're doing. It's not small. These deals ain't small. There's only 48 hours left of the transfer window to go. Liverpool were never going to leave themselves leave themselves short, and we will not leave ourselves short before the transfer window closes. So let's talk about the big man, the main man, the number 9, Alexander Isak. Your thoughts on
before we switch over, Gene, just out of interest, there was a little bit of a note mentioned about Palace wanting Joe Gomez as a make weight in the deal. Is that something that if that was a game changer, just playing devil's advocate, would you consider that?
Ideally, no. Ideally, no. I just want to make sure and give us. I know Joe Gomez is injury prone. Sorry?
As much cover as possible, no matter what.
Exactly. I don't want to take any chances. Arsenal have got like 8 defenders. We've got 4 plus 1 into that's 5 in Gomez. Gomez is a player that can play at right back at times, can play at left back at times. So if I'm honest, look, wait 1 second. Put user in timeout. Sorry, I had a guy that was spamming. Not a fan of spammers.
Yeah, you get a few weekend whoppers, don't you? When we had a few last night that we had to put on the naughty step.
Yeah. So ideally, Ben, if I'm honest, I don't want to see Joe Gomez go. I want him to stay, keep him. His versatility is useful. We saw he came on in the first game and played pretty well. And that's what Joe will give you. He gives you the versatility. The only issue has always been, since is in his Liverpool career, has always been injuries. But if we can stay fit and he can he can give us maybe 10 to 12 games in the season. That's more than enough.
Yeah. It's
That we can
versatility
expect.
as well, innit? He could do a job at left back, he can do a job at right back, and he can do a job at centre half. And when you're not relying on him in any particular position, having him to cover multiple options is just so rare, isn't it? And you know that he can do a very good job as well. He's not the sort of player that needs like 10 games to get up to speed. He can just come in and just do the job. So yeah, I agree with you. I was just sort of like seeing whether or not that's something that, but Liverpool just missed it pretty quick anyway, didn't they? So I think they're going to
Yeah.
hold firm. Yeah.
100%. And look, Ash mentions his quality is never a problem, Gomez. And you're 100% right. He comes in, he plays, he does a job. And I don't want him to leave, especially this late in the window. We've got obviously two new centre backs coming in. Even at the right back position, even though Dominic Soboslai has played there, there are injury marks regarding, issues regarding Bradley. And then obviously Frinkham has just picked up a niggle. So hopefully he doesn't leave. But and a question to you, Ben. If you had no choice, if Palace gave you an ultimatum saying, listen, we don't have time to go and sign a centre back, another one, we want your player,
I'd do it.
then you have to do it.
Do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I'm the
have to.
same.
I would. And be just purely for the maths of Guehi's more useful to us than Gomez, purely
Yeah.
because I actually, ironically, I think if Gomez was guaranteed fitness, I don't think there's that much difference between Gomez and Guehi. I think they'd
Yeah.
both be battling out for a centre half starting spot for England. But
Agreed.
the difference is that Guehi is completely reliable and is playing games week in, week out, and Gomez is not. So yeah, absolutely. If we were backed into a corner, I would swap it just purely for the reliability. Would you?
No, I 100% completely agree with everything that you've said. And yeah, I think in terms of Marc Guehi, Ben, we're still both of us still confident. We have made a move. That deal, we're confident will get completed, especially going by what the journals have come out with in terms of Palace's reply. So I'm
Haven't formally
confident that
rejected it yet either, have they?
yeah, they didn't reject it. They come back with a
No.
counter offer. So
Yeah.
if you're talking counter offers, we
Yeah.
will meet them somewhere, and that's him done. Right, the main man, Alexander Isak, Ben, and let's get straight into it because a lot of fans, you can even see it in the chat, people are beginning to really get worried uh, with 48 hours to go. And I just want to say a couple of things um, before all this, yeah? Over the years in the transfer market, Ben, it'd get down to the final day and I'd be sat there thinking, we ain't doing anything. We never do anything on the last day. I used to always watch other clubs, bring in players. Me and Asim have sat here last year, final day, the transfer window, doing some shows, thinking something's gonna happen. F all
Yeah.
happened, mate. And I'm
I
not
have
gonna
to have
lie,
said, I've said it before, but I'm so glad. Obviously, it's amazing that I've joined B&R this summer, but I've been very, very lucky to have joined it at a time when we've got a summer like this. I can't imagine how tough it must have been to keep a positive output in some of the windows that we've had. Oh my word! So yeah,
on
hats off to you, mate. Hats off.
honestly, it was a grind. Let's just say it was a grind, Ben. But finally, we're going into the last 48 hours, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. For once, I'm excited. I'm not one of them that's like, oh, it's not gonna happen. This is that. No, I'm always a positive. I always bring the positivity, and I genuinely still believe 100% that Liverpool will get Alexander Isak done before the
100%.
transfer window closes. I get the fans will be upset. I'm not upset, but on edge. I get the frustration in some fans. Why are we not making a bid? And then something came out today, Ben, and it
Yeah,
was from the Echo. Uh,
yeah, I've got it here in front of me.
yeah, and I think that sent everybody a bit sideways.
So let me just take you on this little journey now.
Go
So
on, Ben.
I'm in a WhatsApp group. Obviously, I'm with the ultras, which is just the wildest group ever because everyone's got opinion backwards
Yeah,
and forwards all the time. But I'm also in a WhatsApp group with all my blue nose mates, which is fun. And I'm in a WhatsApp group with what's called, that's the one. Yeah, we'll go into that in a second. I'm in a WhatsApp group with all my Liverpool mates, and I've just had to do a bit of a therapy session this evening with my Liverpool mates because a few of them are like, this is not happening. This is not happening. So I've just basically said, lads, let's just look at the facts. So I'll read this out now just for
Okay.
everybody's benefit. Okay, let's look at the facts. Reds have not moved to another target and we're 48 hours to the deadline. Newcastle have just bought a striker for £70 million. Newcastle are still looking at other strikers. Larson and Wissa are both currently not playing for their teams, so those deals are still live. All the recognised journalists are saying Reds will come back to the table. Every one of them. The Newcastle journalists in the last week have all changed their tune after the owners went to Isak's house and tried to convince him to stay and failed.
Yep.
It's also 11-2 on with the bookies that
Right.
Isak is going to sign for the Reds, and they are very rarely wrong. This will happen. I have absolutely no doubt. Everyone needs to take a massive chill pill. And this other article that one of the lads put out and says, oh, I can't cope with this. The echo's just done. So that article was written by a guy called Liam Wood.
Yep.
Liam Wood's topic of expertise is Manchester City and Manchester United. His
Okay.
local
Fair play.
expertise is Manchester United. He just wrote that article, made a comment off the back of a press conference that he just did, and then think someone else aggregated it and said, let's all just get a grip here. This story is the biggest transfer story of the entire summer, possibly in the whole of Europe. Every single person in the world are trying to make a living out of this with clickbait and articles and information. The word Isaac in any story is like, oh my word, what's going on? And everyone's going to try and jump on it, and it'll be dead in 48 hours, might be dead in 24 hours. So
Yep.
everyone's going to try and earn a crust and jump on it. So we all just need to relax, listen to the key journalists, listen to the key people. It makes zero sense for this deal not to happen now. It will happen. I wouldn't be surprised if it's literally being written up as we speak by the lawyers, going through all of the information, all of the understanding. And then tomorrow or Monday, it won't even be a bid. It'll be a deal has been agreed between Newcastle and Liverpool. And I suggested it might even be an undisclosed fee, so it saves face for everybody. And then we can all have a massive big party. And that's where I'm at with it.
And yeah, look, I think everything that you've said just there now, Ben. I'm 100. I can 100% agree with everything you said. And yeah, look, it's just a matter of time. It is what it is. We will have to wait and see what happens. There's a lot of people speaking about Fabrizio Romano earlier today, mentioning that he is going to speak on Alexander Isak later on tonight, and a lot of chat saying he's going live in the next 2 or 3 minutes. So, guys, if you are in there, a couple of you, make sure you're watching both. You're not allowed to just watch him. Make sure you're watching both. One on the TV, one on the phone, one on the
We,
iPad, whatever you need
we'll,
to do.
we'll have it on in the background and we will relay and discuss whatever gets said
Yeah,
anyway.
and any quotations, anything that he comes out with, let us know. We will put it up and we will discuss it whilst we are on the show. But look, I actually at the
Got the
start, yeah,
countdown. He's even got a countdown on. So even the great Fabrizio Romano is still at this very late hour. He's making some serious wonga by building the tension and building the clicks and the likes. And there's 4,500 people waiting to watch something that he's probably just gonna. He said 2 hours ago. So
look
it's
at
like
that. That's madness. Madness. And Ben, we have Liverpool, born and red. We've actually learned how to do a poll, right?
yes.
So I don't know if you saw it as soon as you came in, but we're moving up in the world, and I actually set up a poll, and I set up and at the start of the show and said, "Will we sign Alexander Isak in the next 48 hours?" There's been nearly 600 people that have voted on this poll so far, and as of right now, 74% are saying, 75% now are saying Alexander Isak will be a Liverpool player by the 1st of September. So there you go, guys. It looks like most of us in here do believe that Liverpool will get Alexander Isak over the line, and we will bring in Alexander Isak before the 1st of September.
I'm just reading India's comment there where he said exclusive. According to our sources, Alexander Isak is staying, and then I was like, what, at Newcastle? And then he's put at somewhere in Ormskirk while he waits for the call. The bid has been accepted. Oh dear me,
I'm
dear
still sort
me.
of 45, half 20 minutes from you, Ben.
Yeah, something like that. I might knock for him on the way up to the what's called the stream tomorrow. Give him I'll call in tomorrow and drop him a bacon butty off.
Nah, look, it's gonna be a mad 48 hours, Ben, isn't it? Let's
Yeah.
There's no beating around the bush. This is going to be a mad 48 hours. And Asim's in the house. Big up Asim. He goes, "Sabr karo." Sabr karo means patience, please.
Patience.
Patience, please.
Patience.
So we just have to show a bit more patience. We've been patient, guys. We have been patient for bloody 3 months regarding this saga when it first broke out. And
Yes,
God knows how many shows we've done regarding Alexander
you
Isak
too,
and how many
Alex.
thumbnails. I'm gonna actually count the thumbnails after this show and think how many bloody shows have we done regarding Alexander Isak over the last bloody 2-3 months is mind blowing. But we're here. Finally, we will see closure.
Just before this Fabrizio video starts, would you be like shocked if he doesn't do a live here we go? I wouldn't, because it's almost as if like it's a bit of a conversation as to who is going to be the journalist who's going to break this news. And Fabrizio's been obviously right in the mix of it all summer. And I just wonder whether or not there's a little chance he might do a live here you go, here we go. Here.
Surprised. I would not be surprised if Fabrizio does something like that because he knows right now the biggest.
He'll know only because he's in touch with the Newcastle team, with the Isak team.
Have you got it on in the background, by the way?
I've got it on in the background, mate. Yeah.
No, you know what I'm saying to my little one? Turn it down, yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate. Yeah, sorry.
No. You can have it on. I'm there really giving my little one saying because I'm hearing some noise in the background. I thought he's got his iPad, all right?
Yeah,
on there, and I thought that's what it was. But right, I'm not gonna wait for it because he can talk for about these. He's very clever.
He will chat for a while. Like
he's gonna speak about other players first before
and leave it till the end.
Alexander Isak, because the build up, he's the king of this. He will build it up, and we will take it from there. He's live now, so guys. Obviously, Ben's gonna be listening in a little bit. We will, and if he says anything that you guys think, you know what, we need to speak about, make sure you bring it up, and we can have a quick chat about that. One more question, Ben. Another player, something in the air regarding Morgan Rogers. I have no info. I have no info first. I have nothing. I don't have a clue. But something is telling me that Liverpool might be in the race for him. Because if they're signing Lucas Paqueta, I think there might be there might be a world where Liverpool might say, okay, here we go. Let's go for him.
Apparently, Paqueta's fee is around 60 million. So that's not loose change, is it? And there's apparently a huge PSR issue with Aston Villa this summer. So how can they do that and not have to sell a player? But at the same time, if it was a case of keeping Rodgers and not getting Paqueta, then you'd sort of think, why not do that? But if it's a case of they can get Paqueta and then get Harvey Elliott potentially for Rodgers, that's 2 in, 1 out, and probably break even, if not make a bit. So
number one, that I agree, and I think another thing they'll do to soften the blow and to make it easier for their PSR issues is the payments over the years. I think they might drop the valuation of Morgan Rogers slightly and say, look, make it this, let us have this, but we need this in terms of money now to open it up a little bit more. I think that might be their play this summer. I think they don't be surprised if they do something along them lines, because Morgan Rogers is an unbelievable young footballer. We've seen how good he is over the last 2 years.
I like him.
Yeah, I really, really like him.
You can see him in this Liverpool team as well, can't you? Without a doubt. He can play in the midfield 3. He can play obviously left of the front 3. Very versatile, strong, loads of growth. Exactly Liverpool's sort of profile player. What is he? 23. Played over 100 games. All of those prerequisites that we look for. I would be all over him, to be honest.
And he's the player that I feel as though if he was to make the move, he would go. He would at Liverpool. He would take
He
another,
would go to
at
the next
least
level.
another step up straight away. Like no,
Yeah.
not even a like wait. He will take a step up straight away just by being around world class footballers who are on a different
Yeah.
planet right now. Some of our players, they are
Yeah, and
giving
he's
some of
got
the
no
best players in
loyalty
the world.
really to Villa, and they're not in the Champions League. So you
Yeah,
know, if the deal gets presented to him, it might be a case of, well, listen, we don't want to lose you, but there's an opportunity here. I'm sure he'd be all over it.
100%. I agree with you. Let's do some super chats, Ben, whilst we're at it,
Yeah,
and some of
no
these
problem.
members. Big up Kurt. He goes, I've been positive all through the Isak saga, guys, but I'm nervous now. Can't lie. Surely Liverpool aren't going to leave us short, are they? I'll let you take that, Ben.
Again, it's what we've said. I don't
Yeah,
think they will. You know, I keep thinking to myself, with the strategy that we've had all summer, it makes no sense whatsoever. If we thought that Isak wasn't 100% possible, that we would not leave it until um, the last hours almost to be able to pivot to somebody else. The only small caveat is that at some point I thought there's a chance that they might have to wait until January or maybe even next year, because we have got previous for waiting for players, and I think
yeah.
we would. But at the same time, it's a huge risk going into the season with just one centre forward. We could make it work, you know, Vert, false nine, etc., etc., etc. But I just feel as though it's now or never for
Agreed.
Isak, and it makes all the sense in the world to do it now.
Agreed. Right, Sanj, big up, Sanj. Respect to you. Angie, I don't think Isa would have gone this far to damage relationships with Newcastle unless he had the indication from us that we were buying him. I think deal is done. Teams playing out for the media. Yeah, look, most of us are very, very confident. Just from the poll, I mentioned over 75% of the people on this poll believe that he will be a Liverpool player before the first of September. So I think, look, we are all confident. We know, and we genuinely believe that it will happen. And I think it is playing out the way it's supposed to play out. And I'm gonna go and bring in the next message, and that's from Adam. Big up, Adam. He goes, lads, buying space and Newcastle promised Voltamade that Isak is leaving and he's his replacement. And look, buying space, we all know, he got everything, in terms of the Wirtz deal, he was on it, literally on it
Yeah.
for the Wirtz deal and
For anyone
everything.
who's not aware, just in case, just to because it feels like a lifetime ago now,
Yeah,
doesn't it? But
it
yeah,
does.
Buying Space was the Twitter account that released a huge story around the Vert deal, explaining the background of it, or even going into details around his sister and the deal with her playing for Bayern. Yeah, and he got it spot on. So, and doesn't say much at all, to be honest. So yeah, this is that account.
Yeah, and look,
Very interesting.
I'm completely with you, completely agree with you on that one. And I think, and if he has, look, if you're Voltemade, Bayern Munich
Ebrel
are
said
after
it as
you.
well, didn't he? Did you see those quotes from Max Ebrel, the
Yeah,
what's called the Bayern chairman
yeah.
tonight, saying if Newcastle want to play a stupid amount for Voltamade when we know that it's the exact replacement, then so be it. So you almost feel as though it's like behind the circles, it's a bit of a thing now.
And if you're Voltemade and you've got teams like Bayern after you, Ben, and I suppose Harry Kane's at New Bayern as well. And if Alexander Isak is staying, are you really coming to Newcastle to play second
Exactly.
fiddle?
I knew you were going to say that, and that makes perfect sense as well, Gene. If you're an up and coming young striker and you want to make your next step, then you're not coming. You're not coming to sit on the bench if Isaac's fit. Now, I'll just caveat that again with people could come back at us and say, well, why would Ekatike come if he knew that Isak was definitely definitely coming? That's a very valid point. But I think the reality is Liverpool are fully expecting to play a 60-game season. We're good. Nothing's changed. Deal's still very much on. Isak still very much wants the deal, and we're still wide open. So as far as I'm concerned, we're good. No
Yeah, look,
changes. No changes. I didn't know whether or not there was going to be a mad curveball where he was going to release some news about it being off. It's not a here we go, but it's still happening.
yeah, exactly. And look, to be fair, I think we're at the space
I know.
now where we have to basically wait and see. Over the next, I think, no, next 48 hours. Might as well just say that now.
48 hours. It is
Yeah.
the last 24 to 48 hours. Oh
Exactly.
my
So we don't
word.
have a choice now. This is it. I promise you in the next 40, just less than 48 hours. But yeah, big up everyone. Guys, there's 800, nearly 850 within here. Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it already. We are on our way to 20k. Massive content coming your way. We are doing our first watch along tomorrow, guys. Do not miss it. 4 p.m. Join us. Ben's joining us. He's driving down, and we're all doing the. You better bet. You're doing.
Cannot wait.
Okay.
Cannot wait.
So all of us will be in the house doing the watch along. So yeah, you can watch it on Sky Sports. You can put it on mute and you can listen to us because it will be our first watch along, and it's only fair you guys join us for that one. But next,
It's gonna be a very, very exciting day. We're
is
absolutely
Ben.
made up for it. It's gonna be brilliant. It'll be a completely new, obviously a first for BNR. Huge, huge build up to this with the studio. Huge build up over the last few years. We're building a community, and I am extremely proud to be part of that first watch along. So we're gonna make it an absolute banger, and it's gonna be even better because we're gonna absolutely smash these all around the park. So you're gonna see some live reactions of us going mad.
Look,
Absolutely.
and to be honest, Ben, it's probably one of the biggest games of the season already, and it's our first watch along, and I can't wait for it. Arsenal, Liverpool at Anfield, with all of us, it's our first proper watch along, and I'm really looking forward to it. I am really looking forward to it. I need to be a bit careful because sometimes when I'm at the games, I can go a bit loopy and say a few stupid things at times.
Same, mate.
Gotta
Same.
try and rein it in
We're
a
gonna have
little
to
bit.
keep
I've got
each
my
other
kids watching.
under a leash.
I've got my kids watching, but I've got to just be a bit careful. But you know what? Big up everyone. There's nearly 1,000 of you in here now, so smash that like button. But yeah, Siddhi, big up Siddhi man. He goes going around Omskirk in my car looking for Isak.
Love it. Love it. Absolutely brilliant. That'd be funny, that.
Oh no, no.
Dear me. But yeah, can't
Um,
wait. Absolutely can't wait for tomorrow. And Josh, Anfield sector there, just confirming what we've just listened to, that Liverpool sources remain optimistic to sign Isak. Liverpool were offered 3 to 4 important players this week, but they only want Isak. That's an interesting development.
so we only want
So,
Isak, but we're not going to bid for him. Come on, guys. you know, it, we have to relax. This
but
is this is
that is very interesting though. If we've been offered 3 or 4 other players, but we only want Isak, but it doesn't mean that if we get Isak, we can't go and get one of those as well. Why not? Why not? If one of
let's
those
wait
3
and
or 4
see.
players happens to be a left winger as well, then who knows what could happen on Monday. Perfect scenario. Guehi's agreed in the morning. Isak is announced before the game. We smash Arsenal, and then Monday, the sky's the limit, and we see what other madness unfolds on Monday.
What
That would be the perfect scenario.
the perfect scenario bet would be, Ben, tomorrow. We all wake up.
Yeah,
Bang. We're playing Arsenal tomorrow.
yeah.
Imagine the buzz of every single fan in this football club tomorrow. And I
Announce
agree.
it.
Where you're not going to hear Liverpool have bid 125 million. You ain't hearing that anymore. The next thing you're going to hear is Liverpool
Deal
have
agreed.
agreed. You're only hearing agreement. So you will hear an agreement.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
imagine waking up tomorrow. You can bookmark this. Waking up tomorrow before 12 o'clock. Bang. The bid and an agreement is in place. We go to that stadium and then we smash these idiots here from London. That would be some statement from Liverpool.
Because
Imagine.
you know what's interesting as well? Someone else said this. I forget who it was. I was listening to before, and it was imagine the psychological impact of Arsenal realizing that we've agreed a deal for Isak. I know it's not going to affect them in the game tomorrow, but I was thinking to myself, imagine if it was on the other foot and Isak was on the verge of signing for Arsenal. We'd be like, oh my word, how are we going to beat these this season? They're about to get Isak. And it's like, that surely must play a part if they
And we'll
know that
smash them
we're about
tomorrow
to
with
start.
Alexander Isak and Marc Guehi. right? Just imagine we beat them
Exactly.
tomorrow without Alexander Isak and Marc Guehi. They go into that international break, they come back and they're seen with the best number 9 in world football and arguably in England's best defender playing for Liverpool right now. You can have who you
Exactly.
want, do what you do, all you want. That
Yeah, absolutely.
psychologically, I don't care who you are, and you know that these guys are currently the champions of England. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
psychologically, that has to play a
And
part.
I was thinking this as well. You know, these like island of three fixtures. I maybe I'm biased, but I've looked at all of them. I think our three fixtures have been the hardest three fixtures. You've got Bournemouth at home, who are an excellent team. They've just beat Spurs, who everyone was
Yep.
going absolutely nuts about. They've just turned them over. Newcastle away is a hard game at any point in any season, but with
Yep.
all of the extra added noise around Isak, it was ridiculous. And then the probably the second favourites for the league. So if we come out of that bank of games with 9 points, having not played anywhere near to our level, having 4 new starters to integrate, and still to add 2 more starters in after the international break, my word, it sets us up then to say, you want to come and take our title offers? All the best. All the best.
All the best, and I know. No, look, I'm definitely with you 100% in regards to that. Let's do have a chat with her. Let's do a few comments, man, because I'm actually really looking forward to this game. I think it's gonna look. I have a
Absolutely,
laugh
mate.
with Arsenal fans. Sully's in the house. Big up, Sully. I actually met him about a week ago
Is
at a
he
wedding.
the gooner?
Yeah, he's the gunner. Yeah, Sulman. He's a
Ah, right.
he's a
Okay.
gunner. He's a diehard fan. He's not. He's a good lad. And he was up, and we were chatting about him.
Is
And
that
I,
on there? 001.
yeah, Sulman
Bullshit.
zero
We
zero.
had Old Trafford and Anfield. Old Trafford, if you're real, mate, have you seen how many times they've been slapped over the last 2 years at home? You were crap and you nearly lost to them. You just about got over the line. So I'm not having that as a difficult game. No chance.
Right.
They were crap. And who did they have first? Who
United,
else did they have?
Leeds, which
Leeds,
we fight
promoted
tomorrow.
team.
Yeah,
Haven't they
and now
all?
that so we've had the
Oh, wait a
harder. We've
sec.
had
No, they didn't have Leeds. Who did they have?
they're
They
Leeds.
had, did they?
Yeah,
First game of the season was
first game
United.
United, then Leeds, and then
Burnley, 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 not
was it
Leeds.
Burnley?
Yeah, they beat them today 3-2. Like literally with a penalty at the
Oh,
death.
United. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Arsenal here.
Oh, Arsenal. Oh, sorry. Yeah, of course. Yeah, flipping heck. I'm completely losing me stuff. Me head here. Ignore me.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
the
right.
transfer
Yeah,
window said
Leeds.
you're loopy, mate.
Yeah, Leeds at home. The newly promoted team. That's an easy
Yeah,
game, isn't it?
yeah,
And
yeah,
then, as you say,
exactly.
obviously the Anfield game is the same for each of us, isn't it?
So we've had the harder. If anything, we've had the harder start. If I'm honest, but let's go to another tweet, Ben, regarding this saga, and that is from Janage Fiertov. Jordan Strand Larsen, my contacts with knowledge of Belgian football say that Genk striker Kolu Akatorudare is now set to join Wolves, seen as the replacement for Strand Larsen. Interesting.
Yes. Now, and if that, now they've been talking about getting a second one done, you know, if possible. And I think it makes no odds whatsoever about whether Isak goes or not. I think that's in motion already. I think we all know that. The way Eddie Howe was talking in his presser yesterday was, we'd like to do another one if possible. But now, if this is happening, then Isak is a pretty much 100% guarantee, because we know where we're going with it, don't we? So yeah, if this does get announced tomorrow, then even if Isak hasn't been announced, it's all but done. It's all but done.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just now everyone's running around trying to bring in their players. So yeah, look, Anfield sector new. Liverpool, what other problem are getting a fee with Crystal Palace for Marc Guehi? Guehi is ready to travel. His contract is ready. Steve Parish will make the final decision. Yeah, we all sort of know that is in the pipeline. That was from Fabrizio Romano, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. He
Uh,
also says that contacts took place today with Liverpool and Newcastle for Isak. So
yeah.
people saying that there has been no confirmation. Like there was a Dom King tweet earlier on as well, where he just randomly dropped in there and said, "There's no chance that they're in talks today, and it's highly unlikely that Liverpool will sign anyone else." And then they dropped the bid for Guehi about an hour later, and then he messaged again and said, "I was on the train and I was typing really fast."
I'll be
And it's like. And you know what? And that's another example of a recognized journalist who has got no skin in the game at all, but he's not stupid either. That tweet that he put out had 2.6 million views, and it's
Can
like
I?
he just jumped on the bandwagon like
Can
the
I,
rest of them.
I just want to say a few things about Dom King. And Dom King, I can't effing stand. And I'm not, I never liked him. I never will like him. I can't stand it. You can go on my, what's it called, Twitter, type in Dom King, search on my tweets, and you'll see me giving him a load of shit. You'll just see it because he had an agenda against Mohamed Salah, which I never liked. Yeah, I could tell the way he used to speak about him, he used to piss me off. So every single time I'd go for him whenever he'd have a go at Mohamed Salah. And then today to come up with a load of bullshit like that and then to backtrack it. Oh, I'm on the train bullshit. What do you mean you're on the train? Just because you're
He
on the
said
train doesn't mean you can
nothing.
type incorrectly, mate. You were chatting a load of shit. Admit it that you talk shit, that you'd always talk shit. Now F off. Because you are our Luke Edwards, mate. That's what you
Yeah.
are. You're a fucking wannabe. Luke Edwards,
And he
that's who
said
you are.
nothing on the deal all summer, has he? It's been all
He's
Lewis
so,
Steele
oh,
who's
yeah,
done it.
he's an idiot, that
He's
guy.
been the man who replaced him, and he said nothing all summer, and then just jumps in with a tweet and was like, you know what? I'll just drop a nice little bomber in here saying that, and everyone will. It's because negative news is almost as powerful as positive news, isn't it? And as you say,
Exactly.
it got a huge amount of attention against it. So just think, even recognised established journalists are like, I'll have me a little bit of this. I'll put myself in the. I'll have me a little bit of clickbait as well. Thanks very much. And because it's gold dust. It's absolute gold dust, isn't it? At the moment,
Yeah,
we're
look,
all hanging
look,
off
I'm
everywhere.
not. I'm not a guy that normally gives shit to journalists. Look, I understand it's a job. I understand it's difficult for you to try and get news, to try and get these interviews, to try and get information so you can give it out to the people, all that type of stuff. Because nowadays you're a nobody journalist. It's all about being the first. It's always about being the first person to
Yeah,
get that news out. And if I'm honest, I'm not the way he came. But when you talk shit, yeah, I don't like it. Look, people like Indy and these guys, look, they're troll accounts, yeah, they had a laugh. They got a few things right before I'm talking about, yeah. Before,
yeah,
they had a good summer this year. But look, if I'm honest with you, he's come up with some right balonies recently, yeah.
yeah.
And I'm reading that thinking, yeah, you've just got your credibility. You just earned your credibility over this summer. Just stick with being real. Why do you have to go and ruin it by talking a load of shit? There's no need for it, right? And gaslighting fan bases, I don't like it. It's not, I'll be honest with you, I don't like it. But it is what it is. But him,
That's
end of the
exactly what
day,
it is, no,
Dom
mate.
King,
It's gaslighting
Dom
the fan
King.
base.
Look at me calling him Dom King. Actually, just that word king. And what used to piss me off is he's talking about Muhammad Salah, who is a king. Not like you. Fucking, you're not a king. Yeah, it's just to piss me off. Anyway,
There's horse
move on.
racing now as well, which is funny. And I'm
I
just like, you
know,
know what? And he
man.
just drops in with a random massive tweet. And it's just like, yeah, mate, honestly, have a day off. As I say, I do have a lot of respect for a lot of journalists. It's quite fascinating how the print media has evolved over the last couple of years. Like you see all of the journalists now having a YouTube channel because that's how they're having to build their profile and increase their revenue streams because, the print media is dying, isn't it?
Yeah.
The people, when was the last time you bought a newspaper? It just doesn't exist. I still remember being on holiday and running down to the shop and getting reading the little slot in the back of the mirror, while I was on holiday about who we might have signed. And you think to yourself, we're in a different world now compared to what that is, where you literally news at the fingertips. And it's just one big rat race to get the
No.
exclusive and get the bit of
Yeah.
information
Look,
first,
I
isn't
have
it?
no issues. Look, honestly, Ben, I don't. End of the day, it's their job. I get it, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the way the cookie crumbles. But when you come up with shit like that, you
Yeah.
know exactly what you're doing and what this is going to create.
Of course
Yeah,
you
I
do.
just don't.
Of course you do.
And now a few hours later, then to backtrack, I'm on a train. Oh yeah, give over, man. Anyway,
I'm
honestly,
gonna
let's
write one
carry
of
on.
the. I'm gonna write a tweet that's getting 2 million views, and I'm gonna miss out one very important word of never and today.
Yeah.
It's like
What an
have a
idiot,
day off.
man. What an absolute idiot. But yeah, guys, there's nearly 1,100 of you in here. Make sure you smash that like button on this show. I want to see, I'm going to actually go on and see how many likes we're on right now. Because normally, we only on 280 likes. Are you having a laugh?
280, absolutely.
Come on, guys,
1,000
man.
people in
I
there,
was
boys. Come on.
expecting minimum
And
400 on this
girls.
show. Especially when we've got 1,100 people of you watching right now. I was expecting at least 400. Come on, guys. Let's smash that like button. At least get us to half. Halfway,
Yeah.
1,100. If you're on 500, I will be happy. So come on,
You know
guys.
what? We've
Smash
watched
it.
called. It's been show after show after show all the way through the summer. We've all gone on this journey together. There's all of the people in here. Come on now. We should be getting close to 1,000 likes with 1,000 people watching. It's nearly the end of the transfer window. Let's all make the effort to get in there and like the
Yeah.
show. Come
Look,
on.
look from our perspective, look, Ben, and I just want to say that we don't really do Saturday shows. You know that on Saturday is generally a
No.
day off for us. We've given you two today. Asim's already been on. I said I was gonna come on. Obviously, with the transfer market, with the news coming out, we did promise you a load of shows. We are trying our best. The least we expect from you is just to smash that like button. For you
Should
guys,
not.
it's just a button, but for us, it means a lot because we want to we want to grow as a family, we want to grow as a channel, and what it does is it actually grows our algorithm. It makes we start coming up on recommended shows for other people who have not seen us. Because if I'm honest with you, and you guys might not believe this, we are a lot of people say this to us. They cannot believe that the content that we have, that we give out to everybody, that is only we've only got 16,000-17,000 subscribers. So we need your help to we need your help to push us to get to get us out there as much as you can, to show your support. Because if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here. Because I remember the days of 10 people watching us, and now we're sat here on a Saturday night at 20 past 11, and there's nearly 1,100 of us in here. So big up everyone, and thank you for always supporting us and being there for us from day one, because it means a lot. And trust me, when we do the watch alongs, I can guarantee you it is gonna be some fun. You guys are gonna be in for a ride, because the studio is a great place. The way we've done it, I think we're trying to bring in other fans. If you guys want to even come in and watch the game at our studio, you're most welcome, as long as you sign a disclaimer that you're not going to say anything stupid. You're all welcome to come down to the studio as well. So big up everyone, and we are on our way. So big up. Let me
Shane,
just depend.
put
You
that
know what?
comment up
I got to
from
give love for the chat now. We've gone from 280.
that comment up. Put that comment up from Rumitark. 11:17 p.m. it came in, so just 1 minute ago.
Rumi.
No, not that one. He's done another one. He's getting a bonus one here. It's the right account. Is the wrong message. 11:17. Hey, that's the one.
Nah, to be fair to the boys, Ben, to be fair, we've gone from 280 to 437. So big up everyone. I wanted 5, we're not far away. So spunk that like button, like Rumi says. But yeah, look, Ben, I think let's go. Obviously, tomorrow, massive game. It's a huge game. We can't, to set a marker down so early in the season is massive. I've always maintained that you can't lose the title at the start, you can't win the title at the start, but you can sure lose it. Going in tomorrow, Ben, home game against Arsenal. They always say you have to win your home games. How big is tomorrow in your eyes, in terms of the game and the momentum that it will give this football club going forward this season?
I think it's absolutely massive, because I think Arsenal are a very, very good side. They've strengthened really well in the summer. They've got a really strong squad, but their big Achilles heel for me is still mentality. And when they're really in the mix and when it really matters, I think you can break them. And I think if we were to go and beat them tomorrow, given the fact that, as what we've said, we're still not got anywhere near our first 11, and we're still integrating new players, albeit they're doing the same as well, but they're going to integrate less new players. Like, you think about it, tomorrow, it's probably Eze will play. He'll be one of their new players, but Eze knows the Premier League inside out, so you feel like he'll just slot in and he'll be a real handful. But apart from that, it's only Gyökeres really who's new and unknown when it comes to somewhere like Anfield. He won't know what's hit him tomorrow. But everyone else who plays will know him at Anfield inside out. Whereas for us, you've got Kirkes, you've got Wirtz, you've got Ekitike, you've got 3 really brand new players who are still going to be getting used to this sort of a level of game in the Premier League. So I think it's huge. But if we win, I think it's even bigger. Me and Asim were talking yesterday about our start 11s. Ours differed slightly. I said one thing and he said another. So before I share mine again, what would you do?
Sorry, what did you say, Ben? I just
So
missed
I
the
was
last bit.
saying, me and Asim were discussing yesterday about starting 11s, and mine was one, and I'll say it in a minute, and Asim's was another. I don't know whether you caught it yourself, but what's
Yesterday I
yours?
didn't know. I didn't yesterday.
Oh,
Look,
okay. So
my
therefore,
starting
I'll
11:
hold off. What's yours?
Alisson in goal, Bradley at right back. I'd have Kanate and Kanate and Van Dijk with Kirkes. I want Gravenberch, Soboslai, Wirtz. Um, I'm leaving Dom out because I'm leaving McAllister out for this one. And then I've got Gakpo, Salah, and Ekitike.
Ekitike. That's my 11 as well. That's exactly what I would do. Obviously, McAllister would start, but whether or not he's fully fit and whether he's fully up to match speed for this game, I think he'd be a real asset coming off the bench. Asim, on the other hand, obviously he opted for I think he said Szoboszlai at right back, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken. And then I think he went for McAllister then in midfield, and then assuming that Bradley's not fully fit, or leave Bradley on the bench.
A question for
Which
you:
is an interesting theory.
If McAllister's fit, does he play? And does Dominic Szoboszlai then play right back?
Well, that's the thing. Is he fit? Yes, he will be fit, but is he match fit, sharp at his best? I would argue no. If he was, then no doubt about it, Bradley plays right back. And I think possibly you would consider playing Szoboszlai instead of Wirtz, possibly, because of that tried and trusted midfield and those legs in there. But I just think this is the sort of game where you want to see Florian Wirtz show the world what he is and who he is and what he's capable of. And I do feel as though the pace of the game won't be quite as intense in terms of the pressing side of it. I think Arsenal are going to want to try and play a bit of football as well. So it should mean that if they naturally sit off, then the likes of Wirtz is going to be there to unlock the defence. So yeah, it's very, very difficult question when everybody's fully fit. And then you throw in Isak into the equation, you're suddenly going to have two first team players who are going to be on the bench every week, which, you know what, I'm absolutely fine with, because you're very rarely going to have everybody available, aren't you? But it's going to be a decision for the manager to make.
In a game like this, though, Ben, if McAllister, you feel as though he's training and everything, you play him, no?
Yeah, you play him. Yeah, so that means you go Bradley right back and Dom's on the bench. Difficult, isn't it?
I'd play
Or
Dom
would
right
you?
back.
Yeah. Really? Do you see it? Do you see there's any possibility that Dom could be an actual genuine option at right back this season in terms of playing fairly regularly, even when Bradley's fit?
If all our players are fit and firing, Ben, Dominic Szoboszlai has to start for Liverpool in a position. There is
Really?
no way.
And therefore it's right back.
Then it's right back and if he didn't do that job to an unbelievable level that we saw against Newcastle, right? Then I'd understand it. Play Bradley. Dom was unbelievable against Newcastle, arguably our best player.
Played really well.
So a guy that's played, I can look. We have to caveat Jeb Ben, and let's be honest, it was 10 men. So I know we got outplayed at times, even with 10, but it was easier. They did have only two forwards. It did make our lives easier. Against Arsenal is a completely different ball game. It's a completely different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
So this is Arsenal. You're one of the best teams in the league, who are coming at you with regardless of who their forwards are. They're going to
midfield, can't he?
They've got exactly. I am on the train that tomorrow, if McAllister is fit and he plays, the right back is Szoboszlai. What would you do?
I would leave McAllister on the bench.
Yeah.
He has name checked Bradley in his press conference, which I always think is a telltale sign to say that if he's trained all week, then I think he wants to get him in the team. And Bradley's the sort of player as well who's got that ability to play out from the back, but at the same time, he can smash Martinelli as well if needs be.
I don't think Martinelli starts tomorrow, Ben.
Do you reckon it'll be Eze?
I think Eze or Madueke. Don't be surprised if Madueke will most likely play on the other side, I think
Yeah, he'll
Eze.
play on the right, yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I think,
Saka's definitely out.
yeah,
Saka's 100% out. So I would assume it would be Madueke, Gyökeres, and Eze.
yeah.
That would be
Some
the
one of
assumption.
these. Yeah. Look, give me 1 second, man. I need to get this
All right.
charger before it goes off.
Okay, no problems. What do you reckon, chat? What would you do? What would your forget all of the obvious players? We all know Salah and Ekitike and Van Dijk and Kanate and Kirkes are all playing. What would your choice be on tomorrow? Would it be Bradley at right back, Szoboszlai at right back, McAllister starting in midfield? What would you not what do you think will be? What would you do in terms of choices? Wirtz on the bench. That's an interesting one. Not many people have said that, to be honest. That's an interesting one. Maka not match fit. Some people saying Bradley depends on Maka. So, all right, let's assume then that Maka's only play. Well, let's just be honest. Maka's he's only trained 2 days, 3 days. So he's fit, but he's not at his peak. So based on that, Dom on the bench, Wirtz off the left. That's an interesting one as well. Wirtz off the left. So you drop Gakpo for tomorrow, play Wirtz off the left, and then you can squeeze the normal midfield in and still play Bradley at right back. Maka should be fit, sorry. Wirtz will take time. Bradley right back, Sobo, Maka, Gravenberg in the middle, drop Wirtz. There's a few people saying they would drop Wirtz here, you know. That's a mad one,
Before before we speak about words, Dylan, don't you dare say drop Salah. That's not allowed on this channel. By the
Drop
way,
Salah. Is he all right? Have you had a drink?
but on a serious note, look, quite a few people have asked for words, but there's two things I just want to say. Never in a million years am I dropping Florian Wirtz from this game. Never, not a chance.
That's what he's been bought for these
This
games.
is what he's bought for. This is his moment. You can't take away Florian Wirtz more after 2 games, right? And say, okay, you know what, Arsenal, I'm taking. No, you play him and say, right, we paid 100 million plus for you. Go there and show the world what you're about. Because all it takes for Florian to start is 1 game. And it might be tomorrow. And if it is tomorrow, he's going on a mad one. Trust me, because he will feel everything. He will say, right, I've arrived. Played 3, 1-3, we're ready to go. This is his moment. There's certain times.
People are making it out like he's been absolutely awful in the first 2 games. He hasn't. It's like, who has been brilliant in the first 2 games? Let's have it right. Because if there's an argument to say Wirtz shouldn't start, then I'd actually argue there's an argument to say Kirkes shouldn't start and you play Robertson, because Kirkes has not been great at all in the first 2 games. But I don't see anybody calling for Robertson to start. So, you know what? Everyone just needs to get a grip. He's had some lovely, smart touches in the first 2 games. He's knitted the play together. The second goal against Newcastle, he was pivotal in the breakaway where he played that lovely silky ball through to Ekitike, who went on the run from midfield. He's been fine. He's nowhere near his level. We know that, but he's been absolutely fine. He's still got great vision. He's still got a great touch. Again, the big thing for me is when he gets into the box, he's ice in his veins. Like against Newcastle again, when he got in the box, he nearly scored. Pope made a great save as well. He picked his. I just feel as though when you want someone in a really tight situation to make the right decision, to make the right pass, to shoot, to show composure, he's brilliant. And as you say, he hasn't even started yet.
And Ben, let's face it, I'm Salah's biggest fan. Everybody knows this. If I'm honest with you, I think he's been shy for 2 games. But he's got a goal and assist. But this is what these players do. There might be moments, players, but when it matters, that decisive moment in a game, that inch, that millimeter, these guys will give you it. And that is the brilliance of these footballers. This is what they do. And this is what Wirtz will do. Tomorrow, we will see. It will come.
It's the threat as well, isn't it? If he's on the pitch and they know what he's capable of, and they're not stupid, they all know exactly what he's capable of, then Salah or Ekitike or whatever, the more devastating, dominating, spectacularly creative players you've got available in your team to play, then the more difficult it is to be able to deal with them all. So it's like, you cover him and then he's free. You cover him and he's free. So, there's no chance I wouldn't be starting him. And as I say, personally, just because of the fitness, I would go with McAllister to start off the bench.
I'm just a bit worried with this comment, Jones Cathay. Man, Kirkus has to have some help from Kanate. He's not getting the help from him. Look, if I'm honest with you, Kirkus plays on the other side to Kanate. It's Van Dijk who plays on Kirkes's side.
Yeah,
Kirkes is it's got nothing to do with the help from Kanate. Was
no,
just bad himself in the way
yeah,
he's played in terms of his tackling. He was slightly behind for the goal. It was, you can't blame Kanate for that goal. It was on him. So I don't think his is a personal thing, but he will come good. He's come to a new football club. He will, it takes, sometimes it takes a bit of time for players to settle, to get
yeah,
going. And it's taken him a few games. And let's face it, and Asim's mentioned in his last few pods, we've had a difficult start. Ben just
yeah,
mentioned it now.
100%.
Bournemouth, Newcastle, and Arsenal is a difficult start to this season. And
Very
Bournemouth proved today, like Ben mentioned, they beat Spurs, who'd played 2-1-2. So look, we have sometimes got to take a chill pill, relax, take a step back, and say, okay, we just need to get tomorrow through or over with, hopefully with a win, and we move. Because I'll be honest, and I've mentioned this so many times, I couldn't give a rat's ass about how we play in the first 5 to 7 games. I don't give a shit, Ben. I've never given a shit about the first 10 games. I don't care.
Nobody will
Get me
care.
points on them on the board.
Yeah,
Performances will come, but we need points. Lucky wins. I don't care if it's a last minute pen, a last minute goal. I don't care. Get me points, because once you get points on the board and you're looking down, it kicks in. Imagine playing 3 games, not playing that great, still they sat there with 9 points. The Premier League's looking at you thinking, these guys have played 3, haven't played great, won 3. Imagine when these guys actually click and start playing. Then
exactly.
you're
Yeah,
going to see a completely different Liverpool team when it
yeah.
starts, and it will start. And when it does, we're going to be mind blowing.
And us and Arsenal are the only two teams now with a 100% record. That's how
Yeah,
difficult this league is. That's how difficult this league is. And tomorrow it'll be there'll only be one team left with a 100% start. And if it's us, top of the league, the only team in the country who have got a full set of results, and with the champions as is, everyone's going to be. And then Isak rocks up in a Liverpool shirt. Everyone's going to be like, "Oh my word, this is an uphill battle." So psychologically, it's absolutely huge. Just going back though to Kirkers, do you think, just out of playing devil's advocate, do you reckon there's any chance that Robertson does start tomorrow? He throws him in for the experience.
no. When I look at it, I think, okay, Madueke. I think we need Kirkes on Madueke.
For the pace.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
I
Because
think
I think, because Robertson's not probably match fit now, is he? Because he's hardly, he's only come in a few minutes here and a few minutes there. So Kirkus should be match fit, shouldn't he? And maybe after the international break, you start to rotate the team a bit more, and then everyone starts to get up to a level of fitness. They'll all go away on internationals. They'll all play 90 minutes for their international teams to get some games time, and then they'll start to rotate. Because we've got, I think the fixtures, the Champions League draw was done, but all of the scheduling's been done now as well. Have we
yeah.
seen
So we
some of
know
the
exactly
scheduling?
when we're playing, who we're playing, how we're playing as well. So that's good.
Exactly. And I don't know if you had a little look, but it's interesting. We haven't got anybody away after we've had an away Champions League game, which is always a positive.
Good, yeah.
Really,
Because
because
I did see. I think we've got one of the games is Real home, then Man City away. So
yes, yes.
that'll be a tasty week that we've got.
Yeah. But we haven't had to have travelled away, have we, to Madrid
That's a
and
big
then go
thing.
away? Yeah.
Yes,
I haven't looked at Man City's comparison. I don't know whether or not, what's their game before us on the Sunday. Have you looked by any chance?
I
I'm
didn't look
sure
at it.
I'm sure someone in the chat will throw it up there as to who they've got. I always think it's really interesting to see what comparisons other teams have got, whether they've got a tasty away game before they play against us. But yeah, we've got Atletico Madrid before the derby as well,
Yeah,
haven't we? So that'll be a tough one. They
yeah,
obviously are a good side, but then we
yeah.
will have had a really tough game in midweek, and then we're ready to go for Everton on Saturday. So yeah, it's exciting times, mate, and we need the squad to deal with it, don't we? We need that squad to
100.
deal with it.
No, you're 100%, guys. There's still nearly 9 of the year. Make sure you like it, like the button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already. And Ben, let's go to. We got, by the way, we're on 492 likes. Let's smash that like button. We need another thingy. Let's get it up to at least 500. Ben, predictions then.
Tomorrow, I said on the show last night with Asim, I am going for a bullish 3-1 to the Reds.
3-1 to the Reds. Scorers?
So I think we will go 1-0 up. I think Mohamed Salah will score the first goal for us. I think we will go 2-0 up, and I think Cody Gakpo will score the second. And then I think that Arsenal will get one back in the second half. I'm going to go for somebody like a Marino or somebody like that from a set piece, because we know we love that. Or maybe Eze, because I think he'll be absolutely bouncing for his first game for Arsenal. And then it goes a little bit cagey, but then we get the third goal towards the end, and the third goal will come from Florian Wirtz.
I'm going for tomorrow a 2-1 win.
That's a little bit nervier than. And how's that going to play out?
I think it's going to play out tomorrow. We go one behind.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
We go one behind and we come back and score 2. Salah with the 1-1 and Florian Wirtz with the winner. Cop end.
Oh, I'd take that
I
all
like
day.
to dream, man. I'm one of them, Ben. I like to dream. Let me have
A
the
late winner again.
Newcastle one. A late winner.
A late winner again.
Late winner.
Can
Late
you,
winner, and I'm gonna go absolutely loopy on that bloody stream tomorrow, mate. When we win 2-1, I'm gonna go nuts when Liverpool score that late winner against Arsenal live on that watch along. So make sure, guys, all of you join us tomorrow. There's still 900 of you in here. Make sure, the goals you're not going to the game, to make sure you tune in to the watch along, because it'll be our first one. It's gonna be a laugh. It's gonna be a feisty affair, and it will be a one that we're not gonna forget.
Yeah. Just to set the stage, Sheen, it's going to be there's going to be a build-up show, isn't it, beforehand? So obviously, kickoff is at 4:30. How's it going to roll?
Okay, I think what tomorrow's plan is, Asim is gonna do a show, a lineup show, probably 2:45 for about half an hour. For 40 minutes. I think he's gonna do his, like lineups, all that type of stuff before then.
Yeah.
And then at 4:00 we will go live. Plans to go live at 4. Speak about obviously the teams where I will start speaking about all of that. And then obviously we watch the full game. And then straight after, once the game's done, we'll start. Obviously, we'll do all our own
post-match
reactions as well. So big up everyone. Definitely join us if you can. And thank you very much. We're on 522 likes. Somebody's just messaged me. So thank you very much to everybody who's been in the chat today. It's been a brilliant show. I can't wait for tomorrow, guys. I really can't wait for tomorrow's game. It's a massive game, huge game. And it is one where Liverpool can really put a stamp down this season on anybody who doubted us, who said, you know what, this is not the same team. They've sold too many. They're leaking goals. Tomorrow, I want to see a Liverpool side that's going to turn up and show the world what we are all about. There's a lot of players in this Liverpool team, Ben, that need to come to the fore. And tomorrow, we will see the likes of Salah, the likes of Florian Wirtz, and even the likes of Ibu Konate prove to everybody that, you know what, you've doubted us, you've called me finished, you've said all this to me, but no, when it matters, in the biggest game of them all, we turned up. And I genuinely believe tomorrow, guys, we will turn up tomorrow and give it to them. We're giving it to them tomorrow.
We're going to show them why we're champions tomorrow, aren't we?
Exactly. This is exactly what we are going to do. Yes, they will say, oh, you've not beaten us for a couple of years, blah, 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 blah. You fucking got away with it last year because of a handball that was a clear penalty, yeah, and you didn't get it. But no worries. You're coming to our place tomorrow. And tomorrow we are going to prove to every single one of you guys that Liverpool are going to win number 21 this season. Ben, I think I'm going to call it a day. Guys.
Absolutely. Perfect finish.
Take care. We're going to beat them tomorrow. Make sure you join us. Take care, and we will see you all tomorrow.